Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I just found out that I can see who's watching ahead of time because it tells me that there's 5 viewers, and I don't know if one is me, but there's at least 4 of you watching. So good morning. Um, After our talk on Monday, I found out. Oh no, that's okay. No worries, Arliz. It's okay. They are posted online right after I stream them, so you're good. Hi Emily. So I found out after our talk Monday that we're going back to online school. So OSBI is the boss of all of the schools in Washington, and they set out a mandate that we're going to teach you anyways, even if we don't see you. So starting Monday, I'm going to be good morning. I'm going to be teaching. So between here and Monday, I'm going to be pre-recording lessons. I'm gonna go to school today and get my document camera so I can write in my notebook still. It'll be just like you're in class, except you can't ask me questions then. At 10 on Mondays, all of the lessons for all your classes are going to be posted, and you have until the next Monday basically to turn any homework in. And then I'm going to host office hours. That way we can hang out kind of like this, but I can actually see your faces if you want me to see your faces, and you can talk out loud or you can type it. You can just come hang out with me and ask me questions and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like the after the notes part where you do your homework, where you ask me a million questions in class. That'll be that time. So we're going back to virtual school. I did text you all to see if you were interested in me continuing this. I got one yes please, and I got one that'll be too much. So we'll see. Maybe I'll knock it down to only 2 days a week or something. But yeah, so we're gonna have report card grades from the first half before this all started that are normal, and then every the things we do that we are mandated to teach you and are mandated to give you a score for it. So your grades are going to start to change in Skyward. If we go back to school in April, like was originally planned, then our grades will stay as A, B, C, D, Fs. But if we go all the way somehow to summer and don't ever come back, we'll see. I have no idea. I don't know any inside information, you guys. Then we'd probably do it as like a pass fail instead, just because of that. So, and then we haven't. We're not sure about spring break yet. I'm not sure if this was spring break or spring break still happening on the week it was scheduled. So we'll just see what happens, and I'll let you know what I know. Keep an eye on the Remind and the Google Classrooms. And please fill out that survey, because anybody who doesn't fill out the survey, we get to call home and fill it out with you. And I don't want to call your house. I really don't. I'm sure it's a social anxiety thing. I'm okay texting. I just don't like calling. Corbin, I don't know what you asked me about continue through the days. Oh, continue doing this. I'm so glad that this is useful. It might be that it gets overwhelming for me, but I think I really enjoy doing this and I enjoy hanging out with you guys. So I'll just see what my energy level looks like and what my lessons look like, but I actually prefer this over teaching the math that I have to teach you legally. Also, no, this week, I don't know what spring break is, Alyssa, or Arliz. I think that this last week was us trying to figure out what the heck is happening, and then next week we're starting it. So you kind of have two weeks of spring break anyways, but it's like a contract thing where we're supposed to be on spring break, but we can't go anywhere. There's no freaking point of spring break anymore. So I don't know what's happening. Also, one of the Alyssas posted their Italian soup recipe on the Google Classroom, so go check that out. I might make that this week. I don't know yet. Yeah, Idaho spring break. Nobody knows what's happening. Nobody knows what they're doing. It's all good. We're just gonna learn some math that's all about real world stuff, because that's what we do. Any other business to attend to over in the chat? I'll tell you about spring break when I know about spring break. Oh, Disneyland's closed, isn't it? Plus, you can't fly anywhere anyways. You can have your own Disneyland. You posted cookie dough? I did not see it. I'll have to go check. Is it just cookie dough without the egg? Anyways, go check out the Google Classroom. I didn't even get like a informational ding about the stuff. No! I need to teach you about cars because you asked for it, Donovan. Don't try to off-track me. Did you? Oh my gosh, send me a picture on like Google Remind or something. Cars. Oh, that's good. James, I didn't know your mom's tests because you're quarantined. I'm glad that she's negative. But now everybody's quarantined, so it's all the same. Yes, cars, Corbin. I worked really hard on this lesson, thank you very much. And if you don't want to watch it, then you can go away. Oh no, no flour? Maybe I shouldn't eat raw cookie dough. Maybe I'll just use your recipe. Okay. Also, Donovan, I'm glad you're calling it a class period. You're painting your door, your bedroom door, your front door, your bathroom door. How do you cook flour? Oh. Okay, well, we'll look at our Liz's recipe on the Google Classroom and try it. Do cooking with Willard. Corvid cooking. Cooking courses. I don't know what's happening. Anyways, you guys, let's jump into it. Let's learn some stuff about cars. So, let's start with the fact that I had to ask my dad because Emily, what color? When I bought my first used car, my dad went with me. He did all the paperwork. I got a car. So I don't really know what happened on that one. So I had to message him and I was like, hey, what's that process that you did years ago when we bought my little red car? And he's like, oh, this and this and this and this and this. So I got a lot of information from my dad. I also got a lot of information from 2 different websites. But let's jump into buying a car. So first of all, am I going on a plate? Oh, you guys are so weird. It's fine. First of all, this is the title right here. It's not my title. It could be. It's a Honda. I used to have a Honda. Can me pick it, or you get to pick the colors of your door? Anyways, this is the title. It tells me who owns the car. What you do is, at the bottom of this, is it here? No. At the bottom of this, it has the sale price and all that kind of stuff, which transfers the title to somebody else. So what you have is, you end up with this every single time that you get new tabs. You get a new one of these. Here's a tab. See how when I rearrange my face, I can actually point at things? I don't want it under my chin, though. These are tabs. You've seen these on the back of cars, I think. It has to be on the back. This person has, this was from 2018, I'm assuming, and their tabs are good through August 2018. The month never changes. The years do. So every year you have to buy a new new tabs to keep your car up to date. My dad has this big old van that he did not renew the tabs on, and it's he had to pay every time you buy new tabs, you have to pay a certain amount. I didn't look this up. I should have. Shoot. But he had to pay all of that for all 7 years or whatever that his tabs were expired, just to take the truck down to the down to Lowe's and get some wood for the house. I don't remember. Emily, tell me what your favorite colors are, and I'll pick from those, because I don't want to decide your life for you. A little bit, but not a lot. I just want a little bit of decisions. So this is the title, and you transfer it. In Washington State, this is from carbrain.com. I'm quoting my sources. Transfer fees are $12. But you have to do it within 12 days. So what you do is, let's say I want to sell my car. It's this car right here to somebody. then I bring a bill of sale. I generate a typed bill of sale with the price of the car that we've agreed upon, the VIN, the vehicle identification number, which is on almost every metal part of the car. We should take a field trip outside to look at my car, but I'm not going to do that. So like in the windshield, there's one. In the door frame, there's one. There's the VIN everywhere. So that way if part of your car gets stolen, you can find it with the other parts of the car. Or if it gets smashed because you were parked and somebody smashed into your car, they can figure out whose car it is. The description of the car, that's usually name, maker, license plate, color, anything that's smashed or whatever. The odometer is an important thing in Washington. There's like a paper you have to fill out that says how many miles is on the car. Any provisions? Does the buyer take it as is? Do they get a certain amount of time to inspect it? And then they both sign, and there's 2 copies. Here's an example I found off legalcontracts.com, and I just ignored every question they asked me, but they can fill it in for you, which is pretty cool. So this over here is how much the car costs, all that kind of stuff. Body type is like, there's certain cars that have like a hatchback, so that would be a specific thing on there. Like my Honda Civic was a hatchback, so that would be the body type. Or a DX or EX is sometimes on the car as well. So this is not, I'm not a legal representative. I have no, I thought there was 2 pages. It's fine. I have no legal, I'm not a legal representation. So I would trust somebody who actually went to school for legal stuff to do this, but in general you can look up online and find a basic copy. What's going to end up happening is that because you're starting out, you would not be responsible for this. What you would be responsible for is checking the information is correct and signing it. Ooh, you know what, turquoise? Like a light turquoise? Because a door can't be all turquoise. My sister painted her room orange on the ceiling and 1 wall, teal on 2 walls, and baby blue on the last wall. And it was a mess, so don't do that. But I like that. I like a light turquoise there. Anyways, your job is to take this bill of sale, and this title that's signed by the owner, or by the old owner. Both of those have to go to the Department of Licensing, the DOL, within 15 business days. If you don't, it's a $50 penalty. And this is from carbrain.com again. It's a $50 penalty and then $2 per day up to $125. So you, instead of paying just $12, you could pay up to $125, which is more than 10 times the original price. So that's why you don't procrastinate. Just take it down in your new car and do that. The seller end, they also take a bill of sale copy to the DOL. That's really to cover their own butt in case you like run away with it or something, but oh well. So you take the green paper, it's always green, and the bill of sale to the DOL, and then they just take their copy of the white paper. And then you might want to make an extra copy just in case, but now a seller will almost always take only cash for a used car. Mostly because they don't want to go through the hassle of going to a bank and getting like a loan for you taken out and given to you and all that stuff. It is possible, but that's another reason for you to save money. We talked last week about housing and having to put down a down payment. Also, you need to save money for buying a car. I don't know right now. My market when I was looking for cars was about $1,000 for a decent car that could drive me places that I didn't need to worry a lot about. Any cheaper than that, you really get into problems with maybe it's not going to run in a month. Maybe they found out from their mechanic that it's not going to run, and now they're just trying to get it off on you. I don't know, but be careful. And there's also this thing called Kelley Blue Book, which has market value for a used, new, or like kind of junk version of each kind of car. So that way you can at least see what, how much you're expecting to pay for a car. In the kindness of my heart, when I bought my new car, I sold my old car because I was going to vacation with my grandma to New York like the next week. And so I didn't want my car to be sitting at my house the whole time, because Honda Civics, turns out, they come with like 9 keys total. And so if you have one of those 9 keys, you can basically steal any Honda Civic, which is why a lot of Honda Civics have the club, which you put on your steering wheel, and it kind of grabs onto the steering wheel and it makes it so you can't turn, and that's a separate key. So I, in my infinite wisdom, was very nice to a couple who had just graduated. I knew them from school. I taught the girl, and I had posted on my Facebook, hey, you know, I'm willing to take payments, and so they made me a payment plan. We signed it. They broke up, and that jerk never paid me, so I actually had to take them to court, because he still had my car. I have the title, and it was a rigged process because I couldn't find his address anywhere, and so it was like 3 or 4 or 5 different times in court to try to take him down. Also, you guys, I've only been to court twice. Once was for my landlord from the story from last week, and this other time was for my car, which is this story. So I'm not like a person who goes to court a lot. I don't like filing things. Yeah, Arliss, get it. It's called The Club, capital C, and it was red in my car, but it just did the thing. Angela, you haven't been here before. Yeah, so it's just I don't go to court often, and I'm not a legal person. I'm legal. I don't know law. So don't ask me for any advice on that. I can't give it to you. I can give you what I think is true. My word does not hold up in court. Anyways, what I do know a lot about is actually buying a car from a dealer. So from a dealer, they do all of this stuff with the bill of sale. You basically, at the dealer, you go in with a certain amount down. A down payment could be anywhere up to like a couple $1,000s. I think I put $2,000 down on my Mazda 3 2016, only 5 miles on it. Yes, Donovan, absolutely. Sorry, let me backtrack to Donovan's question. If you're buying a car off someone at their house and you have the right amount of money, would you need the verification paperwork? Yes, because the state needs to know that it's your car now. Because let's just say that person's car or your new car got stolen. If you call the police and it's not really your car, they can't help you at all. So you have got to go through the process of putting the bill and the title officially through the DOL. That way it's actually your car and not the old person's car. Now, if you buy something off the car, or if you buy a car off somebody else, let's say it's your uncle's car, and he gives you a good deal on it. Sometimes you have to explain in the bill of sale. It wasn't, Caitlin, that would be so nice. You have to explain in the bill of sale why it's so cheap while it's below Kelley Blue Book. And sometimes some people are pretty cool and they'll like take a certain amount from you, but say it's a little less, so you have to pay less taxes on it when you first buy it. But I don't know how that works because I'm a legal person. But yeah, if you like buy your uncle's car or something like that, you still need to fill out this paperwork and send it in. You can just say like, I only charge them $300 because it's my nephew or whatever it is. So that's a thing you still have to do for the paperwork. Caitlin, it was not a used car. This is my new car. I got it in 2017. It was a year old, but it had only been driven like to the lot and not test driven at all, which was pretty cool. It was sketchy because it had there we go. It had like sticker stuff all over it still, which I didn't know was a thing, but you can get a new title. A new title is $31. I looked this part up. So you're good. No, yeah, I would never. That would be crazy. I actually went looking for a used car, and I was like, it's 2016. It's probably used. But it turned out to be new, so I have to pay a little bit more for it. But I don't really mind because that means I don't have to worry about things breaking in it like I had to do with my used car. So there was like a warranty on the windshield wiper blades or something, but they were like, hey, come on in, we'll just fix that for you at your next oil change. And I was like, cool, that's awesome. By the way, keep in mind that you have to pay for things like oil changes and cars breaking down. So if you're like, hey, I'm buying a new car or a used car, but I'm making payments on it, make sure you factor in things like oil changes and routine maintenance. So like spark plugs just go out, like they just get lower over time, so you have to get new ones. Or your oil needs to be changed, or your timing belt might need to go out, or might be going out. You might need to replace it. So don't think of a car as just the initial cost. It's also getting the tabs and maintaining it. Because if you don't maintain your car, it's gonna blow up. That's just what happens. You need to take care of your car. So at a dealership, what you do is you're like, hey, I want to see this car, and they're like, cool, let's go test drive. And then they sit down with you and they're like, this is how much it's cost. And you're like, actually, and you can negotiate price. I was like, that's probably fine. I should have negotiated. I don't know the art of negotiation. That's a different video for a different person, but you should negotiate just a little bit. Just try a little bit. If they're like, no, this is actually the only cost, and you're like, all right, cool. Now, you find a car. This is from my dad's brain. You find a car. You go through the credit score process, which we're going to talk about on Friday, about what the credit score is and how to save money. Somebody who I messed up last time, and I had posted the video, and then I closed YouTube, and then when I opened YouTube again, that screen was gone, so I had to make a new one. So I made 2 videos last time on accident. One of them never showed. So somebody asked me after the video about how to save money and how to budget, so I might throw that in with credit scores because it's pretty close. Yeah, if your car, get AAA. AAA saves you so much. Yeah, if you don't change the oil every 3,000 miles or 3 months, or depending on the manufacturer's suggestion, in that there's like a big fat book that's usually really skinny, but it's like thick, that tells you how often you should change your oil. My old car was 3,000. My new car is 7,500. So I can basically go 1.5 times what I would normally go on the one or the one thing of oil. You can also change your oil super easily. I don't have the setup where I have like the ramps and stuff, but you can totally change your oil super easy. And it's a lot cheaper too. So you can always look into that if you want. But if you don't change your oil, your car blows up because it needs it to stay lubricated, and then it like the things spin without lubrication, and then friction happens. Sure, or call advanced towing. I think that AAA, of course it existed 35 years ago. I'm 30 and I had it when I was 15, so that's not the same, but my dad had it for years. Now my insurance company and my car company and AAA I had all at once, so I just canceled my AAA because the other ones kind of came free, but yeah, you might have to tow your car if it gets, the tires blow out or something. Just ride a bike all the time. You don't need a car. It sounds like you shouldn't do it. No, cars are super cool. You also can rent a car, but if you rent a car before you're 26, it costs more because they don't trust you yet. So some places won't even do it, but a lot of times if you can, you have to pay more, like double, I think, for the insurance because you're young. And then, so what happens at a dealership is that they do take payments. So they will, they'll say, hey, we can probably get you at this rate, and then they are like, cool, sounds good. Some places, if you don't have good credit, they will make you wait there until they find a bank that will take you. Other times, if you have good enough credit, they're like, cool, we'll figure it out later. And then they like shake your hand, you move on, and then you go ahead. Corbin, is it a car math question or like a binomial math question? Because it's the first one, ask it. If it's the second, just email me or something. I don't want to bog down the Math That Matters chat with binomials. Oh, Emily's plugging advanced towing. Oh, yeah. Next time I need a tow, I'll call them. Actually, I'll probably just call my insurance because they pay for it. But so the kid who has my car, I got a message from the people whose land the car is currently stuck on, because he heckin' broke it. Like, he took the engine out and stuff. And I was like, well, technically my car, not actually though. So I had to like not take care of that. I had to fill out some other paperwork, and I don't know what happened with that. Did I catch everything? And then you pay the bank. Sorry, let me go back. So at a dealership, they find a bank that will take your credit and make a deal. They'll pay the first one. They'll pay the first month with the money that you paid the dealer, because you have dealership fees and then you have the rest. That's usually what the down payment's for. And then you start paying after that. So, and they'll usually throw in like a free oil change or something. My dealership gives me free car washes, but it's an Everett, so I'm rarely, my car's so dirty right now. So that happens. And then my college roommate would like you to know, she doesn't even know I'm doing this, but she had a very specific list when she started looking for a car. It involved, like, when she was sitting in it, the visor had to clear her face. She's been hit too many times by visors in the past. And then also her, she had to check to see if there was like a very specific, like the sunglasses thing or something. Like she had to have that. And so when you're buying a car, remember to have your wish list in mind. And if a car doesn't meet your wishes, don't buy it. Especially if it's new. You need to stand up for what you believe in. Okay. I think that's my, okay, let me see. Bill of sale, cost. I have my computer open over here. This is my laptop computer because I'm in a relationship, so I can use his laptop for this. Cash, dealership, cool. Legal contracts. Okay, any car questions? I'm ready. I got my tea. It's actually hot. It's cold water because I had tea earlier for our staff meeting that the high school had at 9. And then my teapot was cold, but it's like a grass juice. Ew, no. I don't know what it is. No questions? You guys, this is weird. Or the deeds to the house. I don't know how to get a new deed to the house. I don't have one of those. It's probably the same. Also, it's very, remember, it's very off. Like, I need to talk to myself on here, because if I talk to myself on the YouTube live video, I get distracted because it's so off. Like, I'll brush my hair to the side, and then, like, a minute later, it brushes the hair to the side. Can't do it. Factoring, do the X puzzle. You know how to do that. We did that for a freaking week and a half. You get the divides out sometimes. I don't know what your mom found on Teachers Pay Teachers, by the way. I have no idea what she's having you do. Good. Oh yeah, Emily, your family works at, I know, Angela, it's fine. I was going to say that I'm really cool and have 2 computers, but I didn't want to. Emily's family works at Skagit Speedway, is that right? I know you spend a lot of time there, but I can't remember why. Angela, I read that in your voice. We get it, Willard. You have a boyfriend. I heard that. That's not how it sounds, but that's what I heard. Oh, don't. It's a difference of squares if you want to look it up. But you'd have to. It's got an A value in front of the W, so don't worry about it. Correct. We don't learn that in Algebra 1. We learn in Algebra 2. It's 5W minus 9, 5W plus 9 if you want to know. But it's not something that you do in Algebra 1. That's why I'm the teacher. That's why we're teaching you next week on Monday at 10 o'clock. All those lessons are getting dropped. I know. Also, I'm not going to live them because I have 3 different classes. So I'm going to record myself and then I'll have office hours. So you can drop into Google Hangouts or Zoom. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet. And you can ask me your questions there. So I can't live at 10 all 3 classes at once. It'll kill me. If we didn't have a deadline of Monday at 10, I could do things, but with having a deadline, I can't do that. Boo. Boo. Gotcha. Some of my some of my high school peers raced at Monroe Speedway because that was where I went to high school, and so I went like once. Didn't care that much. What I at 10? Oh, so Arliz, it's so all the teachers are gonna drop a lesson for the week at 10, and then you can access it at any point during forever, but specifically during that week. And then any assignments would be due before the next drop. Yeah. So the idea is that we're giving you all the stuff at once, and then you get to sparse out what you want to do. So you can do it at midnight. I don't know. I am going to have specific dedicated office hours, and then I will just make sure I have one that's kind of like at a different time, so that way those of you who work can still check in. You also are free to email me, message me, all that kind of stuff. So don't stress about it. And then you can just turn it in whenever you're done with it. And then again, I'm not sure about spring break. Spring break should be, so next week is normal. Spring break's the week after. I don't know if this last 2 weeks were spring break and then now it's something different. I don't know. I don't know yet, but when I do know, I'll tell you. Because in our staff meeting this morning, I asked the question. She's like, I don't know. And then somebody else was like, ooh, that's a union issue. And we were like, all right, I'm listening. But I'm not going anywhere, so I might as well just keep doing these. And you can catch up whenever. But I really like this, like, ask questions on the side, because there's things that I don't think about that you do think about. Yeah. Also, somebody picked up like 60 hours at a grocery store this week, so I'm worried about you guys that got a job, which was very smart. And then now we're like, hey, come back to school, and you're like, now I have a job. Sorry. So we're gonna work with everybody. But you're a student first, and the state has said that even though you're at home, we're still responsible for you learning. So we're gonna make it happen. Now you should only be spending like an hour and a half to 2 hours per week per class, which if you do that math, let's say it's 2 hours maximum, 8 classes, that's 16 hours a week. That's totally doable. You could even break it down to be like 4 hours a day and then not have Friday, Saturday, or Sunday to work. You know what I mean? Like, just get it done. If you have 8 classes, might as well do 2 a day. Plus, some of your classes might not have stuff. Like, I don't go run a mile. What are you going to do for PE? Write cool notes. What are you going to do for Avid? I know. So you might not even have all those 8 courses. So what I would recommend would be starting a schedule for yourself. Cool. I would recommend starting a schedule for yourself. That way you can start doing that. One way is with a time-based schedule, so you fill in what you do already, and then that's the kind of stuff. Also, I'm going to drop this bomb on you guys because I might as well be the bearer of bad news. You have to check in with your advisory teacher live on either Zoom or Google Classroom every Wednesday at 9 a.m. So set your alarms, and then Arliz, I don't know about those of you who work. I have no idea. But that's going to be, I haven't been waking up ready to rumble at 9 until this morning, so we'll just see what happens. But that is the thing that we're going to check in with advisory kids at 9 every Wednesday morning. Cool. I'm totally in. I want to do challenge workout videos. One of my peers sent us a down dog yoga app or something. Hi, Megan. Don't yell like that. Calm down. I know. Oh, that's the 9 a.m. thing. See, this is when I just saw the messages for the 9 a.m. thing. I know. Me too. Me too. Also, those of you who are not actually my students but are hanging out, you're welcome to hang out in my office hours too. I can see your faces. Ugh. I need to turn off my informational things here. It's very early. And maybe some advisors might change that, but that is what the expectation is as of our meeting this morning. So, I know. Also, you're normally at school at 8 anyways. It's like the same. No tardy tickets anymore. You can do your homework on your own time. You just have to say hi to us at 9. Mm. Dance fitness. You know, I can just join classrooms because the classroom codes are being posted, so I could just do PE too. You got bangs? Atta girl. I cut my hair. I didn't cut my own hair, but did I break all the bad news? Office hours. Lessons posted. Oh, we're gonna post grades next Thursday for progress reports. It's what normally would go home right around now anyways for conferences. Conferences were gonna be on Thursday. But what were the apps? The apps are either Google Meets or Google Hangout or Zoom. And it really depends on what the teacher decides they like the best. I'm leaning more towards Zoom, even though it's not a Google thing, because I've done Zoom meetings with over 100 people just now, and I've also done a Google Hangout with one person, and it was super spotty. So I don't wanna. So I'll probably stick with Zoom. I think it's Zoom dot. I don't know. I don't want to get out of this. I might lose my spot. Just order the stuff. It's fine. Amazon's still running. Sorry to break the bad news. It might as well be me, but you know. Do it. You can't see my purple as well because it's like in weird light, but I'm really glad I did it. I'm glad I did it when I did. I'm starting to get roots, but might as well. Oh, don't talk about your ex on live Google that gets posted forever. That's weird, Corbin. Oops. I would just delete it, but I just did it out loud too, so I guess that doesn't work. Yeah, and it's kind of nice to just, I don't know, wake up when I feel like it and play some video games and stuff. So I, my work week is starting. I'm having meetings every single day. We're getting back into business, but I can totally see not being around people you don't like. But I'm sure you miss people too. Sure you do. Do it. See, also Corbin, people talk about other people. Guys, I think her name's capitalized. Most people's are. I'm not the English teacher, but still. It's kind of weird that you all don't know each other, except now you kind of do. Also, I don't know how people watch and don't even talk. It doesn't matter. But you capitalized it, so I'm proud of you. I know you don't. Guys, let's stop talking about ex-girlfriends. Did I ask? All right. Any other questions? School related, not ex-girlfriend related, car related? I have to wait for the chat to catch up to what I said. Makes me feel kind of awkward. But I understand YouTubers now. Yes. All right. We're getting into mean territory, so I'm going to peace out. You guys, let's collect knowledge. I know. Like crows collect shiny things. I didn't spell any T, by the way.